Next one is the HMAC algorithm. This is the block diagram which will explain how actually HMAC algorithm works. Now I will explain some of the terms used in this diagram. Here the H indicates embedded hash function. This is the hash functions which is added here. Okay, this is the hash functions we are added in the algorithm. And M indicates the message input to HMAC, including the padding specified in the embedded hash function. Here we are using a character called as M that indicates message, which is passed to the as an input here. This message is indicated by M, and that M is also contains some padding. Since we are breaking that message into number of blocks, the last block may contain less number of bits, not n bits. Okay, then we are doing some adding some zeros. Padding will be done there. Okay, that is indicated by M. M means message plus padded bits. The YI indicates ith block of M. Here I told message is break into number of blocks and the block is indicated by Y. Each block is numbered like 0, 1, 2 up to L minus 1. Okay, here 0 means here YI, that indicates ith block, first block, second block, like that way. This is lth block. Now L indicates the number of blocks created in message M, and B indicates each block contains B number of bits. Next, N indicates the length of the hash code generated here. Okay, here it will create a n number of bits, that is nothing but length of hash code produced by the embedded hash function. Here also it's also n bits, and I am using here k, that is called as key. There are two types of key I used here. One is called as k, another one is k plus. So what is the meaning of k here? It's a secret key which is given as an input by the user. If the key length is larger or greater than b, that is block size, then that key is given to the hash function and generates n number of bits, that is hash bit, hash code, and that hash code is treated like a key. Understand here? You are giving a key as an input to this algorithm, and that key length is larger than b number of bits, it's larger than b bits. Then that key is given to the hash code, and a hash code generates n number of bits, and that n number of bits is treated as a key. Now what is the meaning of k plus? If the key length is less than b number of bits, if the length of key is less than b bits, what happens? At the left hand side of this key is added with some zero, it's appended with some zeros, and make it b number of bits. Your key length should be given as b number of bits. So if the key length is less than b bit, some additional zeros are added at the left side. K plus is also key by adding 0 at the left hand side. Next is called as IPAD. IPAD means, here IPAD means a 8 bit, and its value is 36 in the hexadecimal number. Okay, this is XORed with the key, and it's in binary format is called as 00110110, and this IPAD is used for transforming the half portion of the bits. OPAD means it's a value called as 5C in hexadecimal. 5C means here 01011100. This is the input given for the algorithm. It's a 5C. This is also used for transforming the remaining half bits Now I will explain how this HMAC algorithm works. Now I already told in the previous, I have given one key. If the length is less than b bits, I have to add additional 0 bits at the left hand side. That is called appending 0 bits at the left side. Now imagine I have a one key and its length is 160 bits. I have a one key and its length is 160 bits, and the B size is here 512. 512. Now the key length is smaller here and the length of block is larger, that is 512. So what I have to do, I have to add additional bits at the left hand side here. What are the additional bits I have to add? I have to add totally 352 additional zeros at the left hand side of the key. Now that means I have to add totally 44 0 bytes at the left hand side. To this key, I want to add 44 0 bytes at the left hand side, and that whatever the key generated here, it is XORed with the IPAD. Once you XORed with the IPAD, you got B bits of some output. That output is actually nothing but SI here. And this SI is actually appended with the message. I already divide that message into number of blocks here. Each contain B bits. Now I will take first SI and give that one to the hash function. Next, after the append here, after the append, this input is given to the hash function. This hash function generate n number of bits. It will generate hash code. At the same time, we are again XOR this key, that is k plus, with the OPAD, that is nothing but 5C, hexadecimal 5C. Whenever you go XOR here these two numbers, you generated again B bits of data, that is called as SO or S0. It is S0 is again appended with the hash code which is generated by here. Okay, hash code which is generated is again appended with the S0, and this appended data is given as the input to the another hash function, which will create n number of bits. This is the code which is I have created, and that is called as HMAC. HMAC code is created like this way. One important point here to remember here is, whenever you are XORing the appended key with IPAD, it will flip half of the bits of the K. Whenever you are XORed with the OPAD, the remaining bits of the keys are again transformed. So in the first half, it will transform half% bits. In the next, you are XORed again with the OPAD and transform the remaining half portion of the bits. So every time the key you created here, there are two separate keys are given to the same algorithm. Indirectly, you are giving two separate keys. You are feeding the single key as the input, but it will create two separate keys as the input and given to the algorithm, which will give more security. This HMAC algorithm is having the same time as the hash function. Means hash function execution time is almost same as this HMAC.